We felt that Wilco he's been struggling a little bit with his body, like a bit of aches and pains, but nothing serious. So we just felt, there's still two massive games after the Stormers and, Bristol now, etc. So there's still two massive games before Wilco goes on his break. So if we can just get a bit of freshness in him, then obviously there will be expectation that he can finish before he goes into his break with these two URC games. And to be fair, Morne has trained really well, and Francois Klopper has probably would have been close to having a start or on the bench, and then he got a bad toe infection that took him out of training for 2 to 3 weeks, where he was hospitalized, etc. So he's fully fit back, and we need to obviously show our trust in other players as well. So it is a bit of a mix, but we know what Wilco can do, and hopefully, if we get a bit of freshness, it was a short turnaround with the flight, etc. We can get the best out of him in this last two games.
My question is obviously, we know that Marco's done it for the Springboks, but the reason to put him on the bench as a backup, your choice around hooker, you explain that to us?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we know Marcus' ability as a back rower, and he's proven that he can do it at hooker, and we foresee that it's always, uh, tough for a guy to go and play hooker if he hasn't played it, but we've got Jan Hendrik Wessels there as well, so we've got actually three hookers or three guys that can play there. We want to get a bit of more time into Akker. He's only played off the bench a lot of the games. So if he's going to play 60 minutes, surely between Jan and Marco, we can get another 20. If we get 70 or 80 out of him, then we can use Marco as a back rower. That was the thinking about it. So we can really, if we need to, we know it's going to be a massive physical game. They maul a lot. They play a lot with their forwards. They kick a lot behind you in where your forwards have to work back. So we thought, it is a 9 o'clock evening game, so the ball will maybe be a bit slippery. So now we can replace six forwards, almost a whole pack, and Marco, we can decide where we want to use him as a back rower, so we can almost replace three back rowers, or if he needs to play hooker, we've got the trust that he can do the job for us. So yeah, so that was the thinking about it.
Yeah. Then there's a follow-up. I know that, and it may sound cliched, but it's a fact that when teams go away, it gives you an opportunity to put a bit more time in, not just necessarily on the field, but a bit more time in with the team as a squad and cohesion. Is this perhaps an opportune time to help you turn things around?
I hope so, Jan. I mean, obviously, we get the opportunity now to spend a lot of time with each other. Like you said, off the field, at the hotel, have a bit of connection there with each other, talking, sitting around breakfast tables, dinners tables. There's nobody rushing off to home, so we spend a little bit more time. We can organize things for the team to do together, all those things. From a training point of view, we flew out on Monday night. We arrived here on Tuesday just before lunch. It was a longish travel, and then because it was two flights and a bus, and then it was more about recovery. We only had the one session yesterday where we got just re-emphasis the plan we wanted to play that we looked at on Monday morning before we flew, and now it's all about getting the boys fresh for tomorrow night's game. But saying that, it's a good time for us to connect. So we had that one or two team events and team get-togethers already. So hopefully that will spill over onto the field. But again, we're playing a team that's lying second in the top 14, and they're a quality side. So it's going to take a massive challenge. But I still think we're on the right track with the players starting to get to know each other, and so be it that this tour will hopefully help that.
Thanks very much. Bye, dankie Johan.